Good morning and welcome to day 2 of your World Cup briefings. If you missed last night, don't worry at all. That's exactly what I'm here for. And if you did watch, well done for not being distracted by Love Island or the Taskmaster final. So what actually happened on the opening night? A quick word first for anyone who's completely new to all this. The World Cup has 3 host countries sharing it between them: Mexico, Canada and the United States. That's quite unusual and it's worth knowing because you'll see 3 of them in action over the next day or two. So, 2 games to tell you about from the opening day yesterday. Mexico, the first of those hosts, had a 2-0 win over South Africa. Obviously a lovely confident way for them to start. And in the other game, South Korea came from behind to beat Chechnya 2-1. So a good night for one of the home sides and a dramatic finish to round it off in the second game. Okay, there's the basics done. Now a few lovely little things off the pitch. First, the ceremonies. We had Sakira out on the pitch in Mexico City last night, hips and all, gyrating away and getting the whole thing underway in proper style. And here's the fun part. Each host country is putting on its own opening ceremony. So alongside the football, there's a little competition going on between the host nations to see who throws the best party. So Mexico went first, now it's Canada and the United States to step up. Both have apparently got lots of big names lined up, so keep a half eye on that because there's a separate contest happening between the host nations off the pitch as well as on it. Now, the second thing to note, and this is quite a big one in terms of the football, is the number of cards that were shown. In that very first game alone last night, the game between Mexico and South Africa, 3 players were sent off. It's very unusual. And just to show you how unusual that is, the whole of the last World Cup, it took 57 games to produce just 2 red cards. Last night's opening game had 3 alone. So it's a sign really that the officials have been told to keep a firm grip this summer. So will we see loads more cards or will we see the players falling into line? It'll be worth keeping an eye on that. Now, if you're very new to football and wondering what a red card means, it's a player is sent off and cannot be replaced. So their team has to carry on with a player short, which obviously is a really big deal. And it certainly shaped that opening game. Right, so what's on today? 2 more host nations are in action. First, Canada take on Bosnia and Herzegovina in Toronto. Canada will be desperate to get off to a flying start in front of their home crowd. And remember, we've also got the opening ceremony to have a look at to compare to the Mexico one last night. Then later, very late on for us over here in the UK, the United States begin their tournament against Paraguay. There's a lot of expectation on the hosts, and Paraguay are quietly better than a lot of people give them credit for, so that could be trickier than it looks. But obviously in terms of the tournament itself, it's quite useful if the host nations do well initially to stir up local interest. So that's your day 2 briefing, short and sweet. I'll be back tomorrow to tell you what happened and what to keep an eye on next. Until then, enjoy the football.